What it is, my 10 Peace and Grease here, and today we're going to be taking a hard look at the Steel Path. So I want to kick this video off with a very simple question, a question that every gamer asks about every single game that has ever been made and that will ever be made. And that question is this: what do I gain from doing this? And in the Steel Path's answer is nothing. So let's crack open the Steel Path. Let's investigate this a little bit further and let me explain what I mean. Now, with this Steel Path, there are several alleged benefits to it. And I say alleged because on the surface they may seem beneficial, but the end result is they really aren't when it's all said and done. The first alleged benefit is that the Steel Path is going to provide you increased mod drop chance. The problem is that most of your experienced and veteran players have most, if not all, of the mods in the game already. So they don't care about that. Now the obvious defense is, well, players can take the mods and they can break down those extra mods for Endo, or they can sell them for credits. The flaw in this defense, however, is that most of your experienced and veteran players have millions and millions and millions of credits. So they don't care about credits. Likewise, they're sitting on a metric ton of Endo and have upgraded all the mods they use regularly. In fact, have upgraded multiple copies of mods that they regularly use. And even upgraded mods that they're planning on selling. And they're still sitting on a metric ton of Endo, so they don't care about that either. Another alleged benefit is that you gain an increased resource drop chance. However, there is a problem with that as well. And to emphasize it, let's take a quick look at just a few resources. Now bear in mind, I have a lot of resources, but there are players that have way more resources to me to show you how silly this is. So let's take a look at salvage real quickly. Currently I'm sitting on over 10 million salvage. Let's take a look at alloy plate. Oh. I'm sitting on over 5 million alloy plate. Likewise, I'm sitting on over 3 million ferrite. Let's take a peek at nanospores. I'm sitting on over 4 million nanospores. The point that I'm making here is experienced and veteran players don't care about resources. We just don't. Now, an obvious defense of this is that, well, Peace, those new players need those resources. And you're absolutely right. New players do need those resources. However, the flaw in that defense is that new players aren't playing the Steel Path. Another potential defense is that, well, whenever DE puts new resources into the game, then this would be a good way to earn those new resources really quickly. And you're right, that would be beneficial. But how often does DE actually add new resources to the game? We've gone literal years previously with no resources being added. So how many years do we have to wait before that's applicable? Now, another potential defense, and I can already hear it brewing right now. Somebody's going to say, well, this is a good way to earn affinity. Sure. But there are already several ways to earn affinity. Do we really need another? Or maybe they'll say this is a good way to earn relics. Sure. Don't we already have several ways to earn relics? Now, another alleged benefit is that you can earn steel essence from Steel Path, and then you take that steel essence to Teshin and trade it for various goods. However, the problem with the Steel Path the Steel Essence is that it has a minuscule drop rate, compounded further by the fact that they only drop from Eximus units, which have a lower spawn rate than regular enemies. The end result is a resource that you're very rarely ever going to see. To give you an example, after doing the entirety of Earth, all missions, I ended up with 1 steel essence, and I was lucky. And I know it sounds funny to say that I was lucky for earning 1 steel essence, but I know several players that have earned 0 steel essence from several different planets. To emphasize this, let's break down the basic math. Let's say that hypothetically you are an extremely lucky player and you get 1 steel essence for every single node on the star chart. There's 18 nodes total, so that's 18 steel essence. Furthermore, Teshin will send you an additional 2 steel essence for each node that you clear. As we already said, there's 18, so that's 36 steel essence plus the initial 18 that you got, so you're sitting on 54 steel essence. And on the surface, this sounds like a significant amount. However, that is until you look at Teshin's inventory. As an example, Teshin has an operator outfit that looks very similar to Teshin's outfit. To buy the entire outfit, 85 steel essence. Likewise, there is an expensive ephemera that is also 85 steel essence. This would be the equivalent of running the Steel Path star chart not once, not twice, but 3 times. Bearing in mind that Teshin is not going to send you those 2 additional steel essence after you clear the star chart or the node initially. So that's definitely a problem. Now you're probably saying, but Peace doesn't, I'm sure Teshin has to have something else in his inventory, and you're right, he does. For example, he has the Teshin operator outfit we talked about. He has the expensive ephemera. He has a cheap ephemera as well. He offers stance forma, but you know, most of your experienced veteran players don't care about that. He offers relic packs, but there is a reason why I keep 4 syndicates in positive standing at max rank, and that is that I use them to buy relic packs since I have everything from all of the syndicates. He does also offer 10,000 shots of Kuba, but the problem with that is when I need Kuba, I just run Kuba Floods or Kuba Siphons. Or at the very least, I'll just buy my Kuba from Nightwave. Now, another alleged benefit is that when you clear a node, you will get this emote. And I hope you really freaking love this emote because it's the same emote for every damn node. Furthermore, you will also get this little ship decoration. Now, you know I love me some ship decorations. And in fact, the only interesting article in the entirety of the Steel Path update is this right here. And that right there is not enough to motivate me to play this game mode. I have no interest in it. Oh, but don't let me forget, there is another alleged benefit to this game mode, and that is you can gain MR. Just like the first time you clear the star chart, you got MR, and you clear the star chart on the Steel Path, you'll get the same amount of MR. But as I have said numerous times, the game has continued to evolve, MR has not. And we already have a ton of players out there that have been at the same MR level for literal years. And there's no motivation to go any further. This game mode is certainly not going to improve that. Now, I can already hear a couple of defenses for this game mode. One is going to be, well, it's a good way to earn affinity. Sure. But do we not already have several ways to earn affinity? Yes, we do. Or maybe someone's going to say, well, this is a good way to earn relics. Again, true. But do we not already have several ways to earn relics? The obvious question in all of this, I believe, is DE had testers for this game mode. Why was this feedback not given to DE? Why did the testers not provide this feedback? It's very obvious. It's very apparent from Jump Street. You can tell right off the bat. Why was this feedback not given? But let's give the testers the benefit of the doubt and say, maybe they did provide that feedback. Now that question falls squarely on DE's shoulders. Why didn't you do anything with the feedback? But okay, fine, let's give DE the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe they wanted to, but they just ran out of time, so of course it falls on the back burner of, and the excuse of, we will revisit it later. Many a game mode, many an activity in Warframe has fallen by the wayside by getting shoved in the back burner of revisit it later. And this is a new game mode, and if the excuse is, well, they'll revisit it later, that's problematic to say the least, especially when you look at the long list of issues that already still need to be revisited. And there's a very long list as long as my leg, and believe you me, I've got a long leg. I'm over 6'1", so I can tell you right now that if their excuse was to revisit this later, that's problematic. I mean, they still haven't revisited Profit Taker rewards. They still haven't given us the, although it's not a revisit, but they still haven't. We still don't have Nightwave Glassmaker Puzzle number 4. We're waiting on a new update to come out here in a few short weeks. Yeah, it's problematic to say the least. I really do wish DE would take a permanent black marker into their meeting room, and on that big whiteboard at the top, write in permanent marker, what does the player earn from this activity? That could have avoided so much. And the reason why that question is so important is because every gamer asks that question, whether we're playing Warframe or Anthem or Destiny or Monster Hunter or Fortnite or even single player games. You run a little mini side quest. What am I going to get for doing this? It's the driving force. It's the motivating factor for pretty much every damn gamer out there to engage with some type of content. And if you fail at that initial question, the game mode is not going to do very well at all. Unfortunately, I have no interest in this game mode. It doesn't really offer anything. And even if your defense of this is that it's like the simulacrum, but in the game, it's not. It's just hyper buffed armor, shields, and health to enemies. It's nothing like the simulacrum, really. So even that isn't a fair defense of this game mode. In short, for me, this is an easy pass. I really don't have any interest in this game mode. I'll probably go through it one time just to say that I did it. And then other than that, I'll never touch this content again. It's just, for me, content needs to be interesting, unique, original, and more importantly, it's gotta be fun. And unfortunately, the Steel Path is none of these things. So, let me know what your thoughts and opinions are down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys and gals. And until next time, peace out.